favor, share this to your pages, share this with your friends, tag someone that you be tuned in. And if you've not already subscribed to the Matter of Focus social media pages, go ahead and do that before we get started. You can do that at Facebook and Instagram. I'll see you in a minute. Hey, everyone. Mondays with Mel is happening in less than 60 seconds. So go ahead, do me a favor, share this to your pages, share this with your friends, tag someone that you be tuned in. And if you've not already subscribed to the Matter of Focus social media pages, go ahead and do that before we get started. There you guys are. All right. Hey, and welcome to another episode of Mondays with Mel. It's Mel Preston, your neighborhood therapist and relationship expert. Listen, Mondays with Mel is all about all things culture, all things relationships, and the intersection of relationships with mental wellness. Tonight, I want to just kind of briefly jump in and talk about affirmations and talk about self affirmations. So, if you know someone that should be tuning in, make sure you go ahead and share and that you let them know that this is happening right now. And if they need to come back and watch it later, that's fine too. So, each week, Monday through Friday, our kids they go to school and usually they catch the bus. What I notice about our youngest daughter is each morning, Monday through Friday, she gets up, she gets ready for school, she gets her lunch prepared, and we head to the school bus. Now, sometimes we don't necessarily make the school bus. However, even if I'm dropping her off at school, one of the things that's always said is have a good day. And each time I say to her, have a good day, she inevitably responds with, I will, right? She always responds with, I will. And one morning, I really started to think about that from this perspective of like, she never fumbles with it. There's never a, okay, maybe I'll have a great day. Or, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have a great day. No, she always says, I will have a great day. Now, I really want to talk about um, affirmations from that perspective, right? Because many times we are talking about affirmations and people don't necessarily know what an affirmation is. So if even if you don't know what an affirmation is, put that in the chat for me. Do you know what affirmations are? We say it all the time. We're always talking about um our self affirmations, and we're always talking about, okay, well, here are my positive affirmations. But the reality is many people don't know what an affirmation is because we didn't grow up with it. Right. So let's just say you grew up in what we consider to be an invalidating environment. What does that mean? That means it means that you've grown up in an environment that did not cater to you being able to express how you felt or share your thoughts, your feelings. You didn't grow up with someone saying to you, you will be great. You will be fine. You are loved, right? Like you didn't get a lot of the positive things. And sometimes, even when we got the positive things, we got the positive feedback and the love and the affirmations as kids, we did not get it as adults. Whether it was through work, right? And being at work and constantly being told that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're in school, you're not the top of the class, so you'll never amount to anything. These are the comments. This is the commentary many of us have heard. Sometimes we've been in relationships that are emotionally traumatic. They are abusive. They leave us feeling empty. They leave us feeling void of being worthy of being loved. Right. So let's just say maybe you've been in a relationship where it's been more of a, well, maybe your hair should be shorter. Your hair should be longer. Well, if you were only thinner, if you weren't so thick, if your skin was lighter, oh, if your skin wasn't so dark, right? We're told all of these things that tear down how we view ourselves. So much so that we often will start beating people to the punch when it comes to how we even think about ourselves, right? So if you have gotten into relationships, you've gotten into situations in which you've constantly not been validated, where you've been the opposite, you've constantly been invalidated, um then it serves that over time you may not know how to affirm yourself. So what is an affirmation? So an affirmation is, it is a positive statement that helps us overcome challenges. It helps us to stop self-sabotaging, and it's almost the opposite of those negative thought patterns we have, right? So instead of me waking up and saying, oh, it's going to be a bad day, it's going to be a bad week, no, my self affirmation may be, it's going to be a great week, today's going to be a wonderful day, right? And you may even say, well, what if you're not feeling it? What if I don't really feel that way? That is why it's called a self-affirmation. You're speaking something positive with the hope that it is going to reinforce a positive mental attitude. If we say we're going to have a bad day, chances are we're probably going to have a bad day. If you continue to think, oh, I know this person is no good, I know this person doesn't like me. Well, all right, even if the person likes you, you will mess around and convince yourself otherwise, because what you're feeding yourself is negative energy. This is why we talk about how important it is that we are saying and we are putting positive energy, that we are putting positive statements out into the atmosphere. If you are only putting negative energy, negative affirmation, that's not even, you you're setting yourself up for failure. So instead of coming up with a negative, my encouragement to you is to learn how to put a positive spin on it. Put that positive self-affirmation on it. And here's the other thing with self-affirmation, right? When we learn to affirm ourselves, when we learn that we don't have to have someone else affirming us, this is when you really start the love journey. This is when you really are able to start your journey of self love. Many of us, due to whatever the circumstances have been, we fall into these traps in which we need someone else to validate and affirm who we are. And if someone else is not validating us, if someone else is not affirming us, if no one else is telling us that we are pretty, or that we are smart, or that we are successful, we are loved, any of the things, we don't believe it. It's as if we have to have that affirmation from someone else, because somewhere along the way We either A, never learned to affirm ourselves, or two, we lost it. It was sifted away, whether by toxic relationships or friendships or just lived experiences. We lose ourselves. We lose how to be affirming to ourselves. So, this week I'm encouraging you that instead of waking up and just kind of haphazardly going through your day, start giving positive self affirmations to yourself. Start saying positive affirmations to yourself. Today's going to be a great day. I am loved. I am worthy of love. I am beautiful. My skin is beautiful. My body is beautiful. I am okay the way I am. I will be successful. I will be prosperous. Start saying these things. I encourage you, anytime you're thinking of a negative, try and replace it with a positive. Okay? Try and replace it with a positive. That is where we are for this week. We are in almost at the end of January, and the reality is many of us are out of steam already. We're out of steam and we just got started with the year because we spend so much time needing other people to affirm who we are. We don't think we belong in our careers. We don't think the success we have is rightfully ours. We don't think we're pretty. We don't think we're good enough. We're always comparing ourselves to others. And it's because we're always waiting on someone else to affirm who we are. But in 2023, at the end of January, I want you to start practicing on your own of affirming who you are to you, not based on what anyone else has to say. Because if you're able to build how you view you, then it doesn't matter as much how other people view you because your opinion of yourself is no longer dependent upon what they think, whether they are willing to accept you or not. So moving forward, um, I encourage you start place little sticky notes here and there. Even if it's on your mirror in your bathroom, if it's sentences, even if you want to say it vocally. One really good idea is to start giving yourself record self affirmations for yourself, right? And honestly, you can record many. And on the days you wake up and you don't feel like being positive, you don't feel like um being this affirming person, take a listen back to something you've already recorded of you saying to yourself. Do a playback of something you've already said about you. And let that even get you through the days and maybe sometimes even the weeks when you don't have maybe the strength to be self-affirming on your own. Okay? So that's what I want to leave you with. Write down write down your self-affirmations. Write down those positive statements. Make a list, keep it on post-its in your bathroom. You can put it in the notes in your phone. You can do a voice memo of all of them. And you practice them daily. Especially if you work or especially if you are in situations where People are constantly pulling from you and taking from you and telling you who you're not and telling you what you can't be and comparing you. Start feeding yourself positive. Because if all you're ever getting is things that deplete you of knowing who you are, you it's hard to recuperate from that. So learn how to start refilling your own cup. Learn to start affirming and filling your own love tank, right? Because when we are self-affirming, that's in essence what we're doing. You're loving on yourself. You're learning how to say positive things about you, right? And I know a lot of times we will say, well, what if I don't feel that? What if I don't feel good about myself? I need you to start saying it anyway. Cuz here's the deal. You did not just wake up today and learn to dislike yourself. We didn't just wake up today and start to think we weren't good enough, that we weren't worthy, that we weren't lovable, that we weren't smart enough. Nobody just woke up one day and this was the case. There have been life things that have happened that have created that behavior, that have created that mindset. And so it will take time to retrain your mind how to think about you. So the same way it took time to train your mind that you don't have anything nice to say about yourself, it's going to take time and repetition for you to start saying these positive things about yourself and actually believing these positive things. But you have to start somewhere. We have to start somewhere. All right. So that is what I want to leave you with on this Monday night. If you have questions, as always, you can either drop them in the comments, or you can hit me in the DMs on my personal page, which is the official underscore Mel Preston on both Facebook and Instagram. Or you can reach me at Matter of Focus Counseling, and that's also on both Facebook and Instagram. Either way, um, listen, this is what Mondays with Mel is for. It is to inspire, it is to encourage, it is also to educate you on the different challenges and the different topics that matter in mental health. And I know that everyone is not about to sit on someone's couch or ready to go to therapy, right? Or ready to see a coach. And that's fine. My goal number one is to help destigmatize the way in which we see mental wellness, right? And the way we also view that in relation to our relationships, not just with our romantic partners, but in life with everyone we come across. So reach me on Facebook or Instagram if you have questions, or oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. I'm in therapy dealing with my past trauma. Good for you. Good for you. I think we all have some. We all have some, whether we believe it or not. I think sometimes it just takes us a while to. Sometimes it takes us a while to even realize we have trauma from our past, and then when we recognize we have trauma, getting over the fact that we have trauma and moving from uh, being hurt by it to wanting to heal from it. So I give kudos to anybody that just even makes the attempt. Sometimes the biggest challenge is making the phone call or Googling a therapist and setting that appointment. I meet a lot of clients who say, well, I don't know what to expect. What am I supposed to expect? I've never done this before. And that's okay. Give give yourself credit for starting the process. And always know that um it's like I always say it's like going to a chiropractor. It's going to hurt before you heal. In order to really get healing from trauma, it's you have to unpeel those layers, and sometimes it hurts unpeeling those layers. It hurts to go back and revisit pain from our past and things that we thought we had forgotten, or maybe that we had forgotten until we were adults, or that we thought we were over. It takes patience to go through that process of dealing with that pain. So on that note, I will just say don't give up the process, even if it gets hard, even if you have to take it really slowly, right? And when you have a good therapist that you're working with, you will find therapists that will treat your trauma with care. And that's what you want as you're walking through whatever journey you're on. You want a therapist that's going to care and be empathetic to the trauma that you're dealing with in order to not exacerbate it even more as you're trying to heal, right? So kudos to anyone who is on the mental wellness journey. So yeah, like I said, thanks for hanging out with me for a few minutes tonight. And I think I'm going to I'm really struggling with staying with the 9:30 Eastern time or scaling it back. So bear with me as I try a few different times. So, and if you have topics or questions that you would like me to address on a Monday night, just let me know via the DMs or the comments to either page. And I'll see you next time. Bye.